Hi, and welcome back to part 2 of Real Relationships. This is the Be Real Talk Show, and I'm so glad that you tuned in. And I just want to go ahead and introduce my guest again for this awesome panel that I have. We have with us today Monique Sadler, we have Terrell Grant, Stephanie Holloway, Will Island, and Francis Clark. So as if you tuned into part 1, I'm telling you, they gave some awesome information. So we're just going to go ahead and continue with this group discussion because we just feel that there was some more that we needed to get out. So we're going to go right back into the discussion. Awesome so far. I know when I'm in relationships, what I do is I'm studying the person that I'm with.
Right.
When you say something, I'm tuning in to what you're saying. If you say, I like the Cowboys, I got that. I don't want to have to come back and say, what do you like? And I say, if I'm studying you, you need to be studying me.
So you're fact gathering.
Fact gathering, absolutely. Do you fact gather?
Of course.
You do?
I'm going to listen to what you got. And even if it's something small, it's like, I just don't like pickles on my hamburger. You may not have known that I just picked that up. So next time when I go to get something to eat, I'm not going to put pickles on that hamburger. It's something as simple as that. It's about how much you care about somebody else.
Okay.
To listen to them, to respond to what they say, and keep it there. If somebody's not listening to you and doesn't realize what you do and do not like, did you communicate it? Or are they just not caring about what you communicate? To me, that's...
What is important in communication? I mean, I know for me, I know gentlemen love to get roses, flowers. Me per se, I don't like flowers. I really don't. I don't. But if you bring me balloons, you got me.
It's all about paying attention, and it's all about if something is going on with you, I should know right off the bat something is wrong.
Right.
I should know if you're lacking something. I should maybe you need money, don't you? Or I'm just giving you the money. The way it works is each partner should know each other like your hand, like the back of your hand. They should know your favorite colors, your favorite food, what you can't have, if you're allergic to stuff. And, I mean, it's like you should know your child, what your child like, what you don't like. So it's all about communication and paying attention and being observant of things. If they are not doing that, if they can't tell you 1 or 2 things about you, then that person is really not into you like they say they into you. So maybe you need to check and say, well, maybe we need to talk about where this gonna go because you don't even know my favorite color. You give me this short, you know I'm allergic to it. So it's a situation where, once again, communication is like a big factor in a relationship.
Do men gather information? Or do they just do that?
Yeah and no.
You don't want flowers? I'm not giving you flowers.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting the time or money to get you flowers again. I'm gonna think of something else.
And I think for most cases, I can't say that because I'm gonna speak in general. Some guys will do whatever it takes in the beginning, and then once they get relaxed, they kind of like, oh, I got you already, so I don't have to do these things. And that's where a lot of the problems come in at. I think they had a song back in the day, it was Cheaper to Keep Them. Basically what you did in the beginning should be amplified and even 10 times to 100 times more to keep things, to keep it going, to keep that fire in the relationship. Like y'all said in the beginning part, falling stagnant, where you just feel stuck because every day is a wake up, go to work, come home, cook dinner, wash clothes, and it becomes repetition. And when relationships become repetition,
You gotta keep that passion.
Yeah, when it becomes repetition and something like just reading a book, that's when relationships tend to fall off.
I love what y'all saying about the communication and that listening, I guess, is that what I'm thinking, listening. And it takes me back to a relationship I was in And I was working at a school and I was in the office, but the guy that I was dating was in the back office. I did not know he was there. And my feet was hurting so bad in the shoes that I had. And I was complaining to the secretary. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't know he was in the back. And so the next day he bought me a brand new pair of tennis shoes. And that's what I love, because he was listening.
Yeah.
And that's that communication, listening, that info, he was listening. And it wasn't even about the shoes. I could do without the shoes, but the fact that he listened to what was going on, I fell more in love with him.
Yeah.
You know, it's that, and I think that's what love, that
yeah.
just, a man, listen to me.
And people think that you have to go overboard to please the other person, but they fail to realize it's the little things that mean the most. You don't have to go out and spend $50 on flowers. Just write me a card, make a card, to say, you know, I appreciate you, I love you, you know, just the little simple things mean the most. I could care less if you ever spent money on me, but to wake up and you call me or you text me and say, I'm thinking about you, have a good day, all of that stuff means a whole lot, versus you bringing me all these flowers and chocolates is going to probably sit on the table forever and a day, or I'm going to pass on to somebody else. It's the little things that people look back and say, oh, you know, they really do care, or I mean something to them, versus they spending all this money. I don't care if you don't have to take me to no fancy restaurant. Look, cook dinner for me. I don't care if we're going to have some hot dogs and french fries.
Come on,
Let's
now.
do that and watch TV. We're spending that time together. That means the most.
Okay. So, in your fact finding, do you have a list
Of what?
of your? You know, we got a list.
Come on.
I don't want him. He 6'5"
I think
No.
there's categories.
Category.
There's things that you're looking for. Love and communication, some stability, trust. You know, I want to know that you're a provider. I want to know that you're loyal. I mean, some people can love a football team for good and bad and can't, you know, through it all.
Yeah.
I want to be that football team. Through it all.
They can love that football team
You
and
can
not
root
be in
for
a
me, too.
relationship like
And
that.
don't trade me. That's all I'm saying. Don't trade me. Reposition me, but don't. I can't be quarterback. Okay, let's do something.
Let's work it out.
Yeah. In relationships, what do we really want? I mean, what do you really want? We say we want a relationship. I want a relationship. That's just so general.
Some
You know,
people
that's
just
like
want
ice
one
cream.
body.
Ooh.
That's the
Some people just want to compliment to themselves.
Okay.
I want you to fit with me, and we look good together, and we go, you know, we match, we work. Compliment, I have myself together, you have yourself together, we come together, we connect. I like that. I like the idea that, you know, y'all don't like 50-50, that's fine, but I do believe that you got yours, I got mine.
I think some people, like y'all said in the earlier, some people want you to fill that void and help you heal. And I think my list is, I don't want to, if you are so broken and you trying to use me as the filler, I can't be your filler.
Right.
I can't help heal the broken Christ. I'm not the one. So that's one thing on my list, because one, it takes too much time.
Absolutely.
And we be more into a relationship of ups, down than up. We would never get to know each other in that sense. So my list is, I can't be your one that fills the cracks. I'm not your sealer. I'm not your put together puzzle. I'm not the one that placed that puzzle and put it in. I'm not the one that can push you. You have to do it yourself. Because right now, if I'm already in a place of going in process of healing, I'm moving and I'm halfway there, you down here and you're just there and you really don't want to move. You just want to pick me up and put me into, okay, push me. I can't do that because one, that's too much time. It's too much energy
Yes,
of that.
absolutely.
And I will motivate you and encourage you, but I'm not going to pick you up.
Right.
And I'm not gonna pour
I'm not
in
coming
the
back to
love.
get you.
I'm not gonna pour in all that. I'm not gonna pour in for you. You have to pick it up yourself. You have to go be inspired yourself, because that's one thing. If you don't inspire yourself, motivate yourself, it's gonna be hard for somebody else
Yeah.
to do it. If you can't love yourself, it's gonna be hard for somebody else. And I said that's not fair.
It's
I
not.
don't think it's fair for you to take somebody to help you get healed of your brokenness, because you really, I think people get comfortable too in that brokenness. I think it becomes a cycle.
Yeah.
And I think it becomes a blanket. They used to it. But I can't be your blanket. I can't be the one that do that,
Take
because you
myself
taking too much time. My husband may be down the road and I'm spending so much time with you. Hey, I'm gonna miss him because I'm trying to get you together. It's not gonna work like that. So on my list is that I can't do that. Another thing, please listen to me. Again, I love that. I don't like flowers. I don't like balloons. That's not me. Show me love. Show me that you care for me. Cause see, I'm a person, I give my all, my
Right.
love. That's anybody. I will love you. That I am a person will love you to the day you die. I don't care what you did. Now, if there comes a time that we have to, okay, you're not for me.
Right.
But if you need me, I will be there. So I will love you. So please love me. Don't use me.
Right.
Don't abuse me. Don't take me as a fool.
Right. Right.
Please, please. And don't do that. Don't do that. I'm sorry.
Why is it in relationships we won't say the relationship is not working before we start to cheat?
That's
Why?
because people, you need,
Come on.
you need to.
Come on.
You need a backbone. And some people get scared to talk about their relationship going sour with the person they're in the relationship with. People are scared to do that. But how scared are you once you cheat that they'll find out that you cheated?
Well,
Like, why don't you just tell, hey, there's a problem, this isn't working for me, like, we gotta do something, like, immediately, or I'm just gonna leave and go somewhere else. Sometimes we rationalize cheating in bad situations, but if you just take a mature look at it, there's no good reason to cheat.
No.
There's no ever in any situation
No.
is bad no matter what, because the energy you spent cheating you could have spent to just leave and be gone
All
and be
right.
single, and then you can do whatever you
Or
want.
work out the situation. Then you cheat.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
no need. If
Yeah,
you
you
think
can
you
do
gotta
that.
cheat, it's already over.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's already
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
You just need to inform another person.
Don't be.
It's 5 years later.
Where you been? Okay.
I have a personal view on that. I was raised by nothing but women, so I seen, like, I got 8 aunties, 20 cousins, 3 sisters. Like, me and my brother's the only male on my whole mom's side of the family.
Wow.
So I watched a lot. My aunts, my cousins, they all raised me, and my brother. But me, I'm gonna tell you, cause my point of view of it is, if I get to the point where I feel like I need to go step out, it's because you did something to hurt me. I'm a person that is a reactor. I don't just do. If I do something to you, it's because 9 times out of 10 you did something. So therefore, you gonna know I cheated on you, because my whole reason for doing it was to hurt you. I'm not gonna cheat and then allow somebody else to come in and be like, well, girl, you know he out there doing that. No, that spoils the whole thing for me. I did this to hurt you intentionally, so I'm gonna be the one to say, hey, I'm doing this, that, and the third, because that's just me. I mean, I'm the type of person, I'm like real blunt. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I can honestly say that I've been in 3 relationships all my life, and I've never cheated. Now, when I was single, and I can't even say when I was single, I was out there. But when I was in a relationship, you my girl, I'm your man, no, I tried to stick it out all the way to the end, to the point where sometimes it drove me crazy. But when it get to that point, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? You know, that's it for me. I can't go no further.
Is cheating a deal breaker?
It can be and it can't be. Sometimes you can take it as a lesson learned, and because a lot of people get stuck on the stereotype of, oh, once a cheater, always a cheater, and that's not true. Because you got some people that can reform.
There are a few absolutes out there. That's not one of them.
Yeah.
That's not one of them. It's,
I think trust gets broken, and then it's hard to get past it.
Yeah.
it's really complicated. Though. Like, why did the cheating?
Yeah, you got to break down the whole
Then you got to
situation.
go back to.
But
There's no good reason.
Yeah,
Right.
there's no good
You
reason.
have to go back to
What
the
mindset was this
reason.
person in when they did? Why? Because if you love the person, we got to be talking about a relationship with love, not just dating and.
Well,
somebody
you know,
else.
whatever
If you're already
relationship
in
you
love with
already know.
somebody, you're willing to forgive things. So when it happens, you're already in love with the person. You're already invested in that, and you don't want to just stop it. Like, it's complicated. It depends on.
Yeah, it depends.
But if you love me,
It
what is
depends.
cheating?
It depends.
Why? If you say you love me, I'm everything you want.
I mean, you're right. It's a deal breaker,
But
in some
but
situations,
something
you
had
might
to
be
take you
willing
there.
to.
What took you? Because there has to be. You just let me tell you something. You didn't just wake up that morning and say, I think I'm gonna cheat today.
Right.
You didn't do that. It's something.
You've been plotting this all
Yeah.
It's something that the
Yeah.
process has started.
From somewhere,
something,
you have to, and in all of that, up to the cheating, you still had a choice not to cheat. So you know, with me, cheating is a deal breaker. Why? Because I've invested in you. I didn't do it to you. I was willing to work it out. I invested in you. This is what we said. We're gonna invest in each other. You ain't on to take my investment, you took yours.
I don't know if it's a person that don't want to tell, you know, another person that they cheated or they ready to end a relationship because they love them so much they don't want to hurt them. But I think it would hurt them even though you do it or not do it, but ready to do it. So I think it's the fact that they love you, especially if you've been in a long relationship. I do believe that person loves you, and if they do fall, that they don't want to, because I've seen and I heard it was just a mistake, and you know, we just got to talking. But I think the fact that they love you, they don't want to hurt you, but they hurting you but not telling you,
Right.
it's worse.
Yeah.
I do believe if it got to the point that you did cheat, then yeah, there was an issue in the whole relationship. There's a lack of communication. Someone didn't trust somebody. Someone just not ready to settle to make that commitment. And I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
The commitment. Why? Okay, if you're not ready to make a commitment, why take me through this process? Why put me through? And a lot of us as men and women, especially women, we go through. They tell they're gonna marry us and all this stuff, and then you go cheat. But you just told me you're gonna marry me. You're gonna have my children.
But that's the thing we fail to realize, that a lot of stuff, they don't pay attention to what's going on in a relationship. Like, I could come to you and tell you, look, I like this. And I'm constantly telling you, this is how I like, this is what I like. I like this, I want to be held. I want to do this, I want to do it. If I'm constantly telling you this, and you're not taking heed, then that could be a cause for a reason to go step out and find somebody who won't fulfill what you're not doing. But at the end of the day, it's still no excuse for you to cheat.
Exactly.
It's still, you need to say, look, I'm not happy in this situation because this is what's going on. I want this and you're not giving me this. And if you feel like you can't give me what I need and what I desire, then just need to part ways. There's no need to go cheat. But a lot of times that's what happens in relationships. It signals, flags is thrown out, and they're signs. They're telling you, look, this is what I need. This is what I need. And if the other person is not paying attention, then 9 times out of 10, that's one of the reasons why they go cheat. Then some people just cheat because they feel like they can do it.
The signs,
Point blank.
you're right, the signs, because I know when I was in a relationship with a guy, and I did not know the man was married. I did not know he was married, but there were signs, Stephanie, there was, but I kept ignoring it. Because my mind was, he wouldn't do that to me, he's gonna marry me, he loves me. And I was crazy. But there was a many signs he would not call, he would not answer his phone. We were just putting each other, there was not that, not all of it, but he would answer his phone. When I went over his house, he had he had women's stuff in a closet, and I'm like, who that's my girl, that's my cousin. Yeah, she left it here, and she said she didn't have a place to put it. But you got women clothes, personal stuff. Okay, ignore. Oh, I believe them. Other little things start happening, and I'm sitting there, and I'm still saying.
That's because you was.
But I knew he was cheating.
But that's because your flesh was enjoying what he was taking care of.
Exactly. That's what happened.
That's what
was
what he was doing.
exactly. My flesh was
taken
enjoying.
care of that you were ignoring.
I wanted him. I really wanted him. That's what you were right. My flesh. And when I found out, I was so angry. But it was my fault. I had to take the responsibility on.
Because you knew.
Because I knew it.
Everybody
I
has
didn't
that
approach it with
intuition.
him verbally, but I knew it. I didn't say anything to him. I questioned about the different things, but did not get straight to the point. And so by me ignoring it, ignoring the whole situation, all the signs flags. His children was telling me stuff, and I was still ignoring it. Stupid. I was looking at them like, me, my dumb self. But again, it comes back. I didn't love myself. And I was trying to use him as a void, and I wanted him, and my flesh was involved. And so there are signs there that keep us from, and there are signs on the partner that you, like you said, the partner will show you their signs as well. Not just them not answering the phones and all this, but just the conversation will change from the beginning. Y'all starting a relationship. You have so much conversation, so much going on, and all of a sudden it just switched for some reason. Doing stuff that he never done before. You've never done this before.
Right.
It's because he's been cheated, and he's picking it up from the other young lady, or she's picking it up from them. So there are signs, and I think we ignore it because, like you said, it's the flesh, and then I really want to be loved.
Because at the moment you're getting what you need, and right now you don't care who you're getting it from or how you're getting it. It's just the fact that you fulfilling what your flesh desires.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of relationships go wrong at. People are dealing with people, or people are in relationships because at the time, I'm my flesh, and I'm getting what I need. I don't care what they put me through, but I'm happy in this situation because I'm getting what I need, and I'm okay with it, even though I'm dealing with he beat my head upside the wall. But he coming back at night, and he fulfilling my needs at nighttime. But you getting beat up every day.
I'm broke.
You said the guys. You said this. Some of them do it because they know they can get away with it, and I found that out. He's been getting away with it because when I met his wife. And it was in a situation where, scary. I'd seen her, I looked at her, and I had that conversation with her, and I see she was a woman too that needed. And he's been doing this for a while. She was very shy, very sheltered, void. That void was there. That because she was willing to do anything. It didn't matter whether I sleep with your husband. I was doing. It was a truck that I had in my name. And she wanted to get it back because he was driving it, and he said it was his. And she said, "Well, I'll pay you anything to get it back." I just told you your husband and I were just sleeping. We've been dating.
But I
want to make him happy, and that was maybe.
But she got low self-esteem because sometimes women and men feel like they can't get nobody else.
Exactly.
And people go out here and they prey on vulnerable people. They prey on people they know that is needy, or they craving, or they need somebody. They feel they know they got a lack of self-esteem, and that's what a lot of people out here are doing now. A lot of people don't even want to be in relationships. I have known my life heard of so many people out here with open relationships. Like, you're not gonna be with me, her and her and her and her. Like, because I require a lot of quality time. I'm a spoiled brat, and I want what I want, when I want, what I want. Point blank. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna have time to entertain her and her, because when I call you, where you at? Cause let's go do this or what? No, you can't tell me you busy and you, no.
No.
She was saying, I want to make him happy. And I
But
thought
are
that's
you
the
happy?
thing. That's the thing. She wasn't happy,
Yes,
and she was
you
using
gotta be
him.
happy.
Whatever cost it was, she
Mhm.
was using him to make make him happy. Rather, she was ready to lose him to any relationship, or rather, she just to share. I said
Mhm.
to share, and that's a sad thing.
And
about
that's
when
why
you're
he
not
did
happy.
her
Yep.
the way he did her,
Not
because
happy.
he knew that he knew that she wasn't
Mhm.
strong enough to go and step out on her own. He knew that she lacked and vulnerable. So therefore, yeah, I'm gonna go out here and cheat, and I'm gonna hire. Ain't no telling how many more women he was dealing with, because of the simple fact he knew she didn't care. He knew that as long as he was bringing back whatever she needed, or as long as he was telling her whatever she needed to make herself feel good, then he could go back and treat her any kind of way.
That's the neediness of
Yeah.
it.
And that's what a lot of women and some men out here are dealing with, because the women out here are just as reckless as
Oh
the men.
yes.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, as men, from a man's standpoint, I look at older couples, and I am in awe that they've been together for so long.
50 years. 60
Yeah,
years,
and
60
my
years,
thing is,
60
when they met, you were a younger version of what you are now. Does that, to stay together that long, your version has to stay the same. Am I correct, or am I incorrect, or
You don't have
do you see?
people change, but that's the thing.
Lit.
Y'all both have to change. If one of y'all changes, and it's not the way, in a way that's good for your relationship, it's not going to last. And if it does, it's going to last with y'all being married, but y'all been separated for 15 years. Like, it's not going to work.
Are you married and you sleeping in one room and he's sleeping in the other room?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's-
like,
yeah.
that's.
And it's a lot of relationships like that.
I have
And it's crazy. It's like, I'm not sleeping in no same house, and you sleeping in your room and I got my own room. Now, I mean, we can have our own separate rooms, but not because you don't want to. No, that is
You want an
crazy.
office? Why are you sleeping over there? Like, it's,
so this
I don't know.
true relationship, my true vision of you, if I'm truly in love with the 50, 60, 70-year relationships,
If we change, it's because we both got better. That's why the relationship's
is
still
it
bad.
physical?
Physical, mental, spiritual, it doesn't matter. Whatever the change is, y'all both
Had to go through
are
it.
going to have to change. Y'all both going to have
Yeah.
to change.
So I see the older women, and I'm looking like, does he still see her at 16? Does he still see her as a whimsical woman that he fell in love with, not because of her age, but in his mind is he saying, that's still my girl because of?
I look at my parents, and they've been together for over 40-something years, and they've been together ever since they were young. And to go and look at them, and it's like, my mom was like, that's my first, So it's like, it can happen,
Mhm.
And it's also, once again, because they have God as their foundation.
Mhm.
But most of all, every relationship gonna have its ups and downs. And whether or not you're gonna stick with it and you're gonna work it out or whatever, that's the decision that you have to make.
Mhm.
It all depends on, how you really feel about that person. Everybody has a set way. Everybody, some people I know are stubborn, but at the end of the day, it's whether or not you're going to deal with that, whether or not you're going to look past that and see, look, even though they're stubborn, this is their quality. Like
Right.
like they always say, write down the good and the bad, and if the good outweigh the bad, then why leave them?
Mhm.
Because we all have our flaws.
Absolutely.
Nobody's ever going to be perfect in a relationship, but at the end of the day, it's how much you love that person, how much you're willing to endure to make it happen. And I look at my parents, like I said, things ain't always been great, but at the end of the day, they're together.
Yeah.
They got
Absolutely.
houses together. They got
Absolutely.
6, 7, 8 houses together. They got a business together. They going out and they're buying vehicles because I want to buy you a vehicle for Christmas. I mean, when you see this stuff, it's like, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? This is where the relationship that I want to work towards having what they have. No. If your relationship is peaches and cream, then you better look out, because something ain't right. If you go into a relationship and everything is, hey baby, relationships is not going to always be like that. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking for a relationship that 100% of the time everything is good. No, it's not going to be that way. And if that's what you're in, something ain't right somewhere
I
behind.
want to check Adam and Eve.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
you might want to check to see what's really going on. So
Yeah.
relationships is pretty much what you willing to put into it and what you willing to endure. A lot of relationships these days, they just don't. It's no compromising. It's no communication. It's no nothing. It's like I know people who's been married and they living in the house. One living downstairs, one living upstairs, and I'm just like, are you serious? I mean, but behind closed door, this is what you deal with. But when you in public, you act like you lovey-dovey.
Yeah. Let's go to the physical. How much does the physical appearance play when you're looking for someone? Does it play? I know with me, the first thing I look at is your teeth.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Me
Because if
too.
you
Smiling.
Standards are okay. That's what you want. Standards are okay. Standards are fine. People get so upset when people have standards and they don't bend, but they don't realize if it's the right person, they will bend.
right.
If it's the right person, they will
Absolutely.
bend.
And
It's
then
all right
they-
to have your standards.
And then you gotta look at it again. Once you've been in a relationship with that person, they might be fine as wine.
Yep.
Body might be like a cocoa body. They may have everything that you want. But at the end of the day, okay, so I was in a relationship with a guy that he was fine, but guess what? He went out here and he got in a car accident. When he ended up in a car accident, he had scars all down his face. So my thing is, should I leave him because his appearance is no longer there? Or do I stick with him because I truly love him? And that's the thing that people don't understand. You go out here and you get the woman with the fine body, but is her body gonna last like that? You know what I'm saying? You go out here and you get the man with the six pack, but is that six pack gonna last? You know, and you get the woman with all this long, beautiful hair, but what if she end up with cancer and lose all her hair? Are you gonna stay with her? Physical is good. But at the end of the day, if something was to happen, are you going to stay there because you truly love that person, or are you just going to leave them because they don't no longer have what you desire to have?
Right.
You don't have that trophy beside you. So it all depends on the person and who they are and what they're willing to accept. Me personally, if I love you and something happened to you, then I'm going to be there for you.
Right. Absolutely.
Because it's about love. It's not about what you used to be about. It's because I truly love you. And that's what a lot of people are out here looking for now. They're looking for all these fine things, and when you go out here and looking for all these fine things, you end up in a whole lot of mess sometimes.
Well, weight can be lost, teeth can be fixed,
Yeah.
skin can clear up.
That's right.
You can always
And all
throw
that stuff's
on a
gonna
wig
break
and
back
some
down
weave.
again.
So
Yeah,
I mean, you
absolutely.
know.
That stuff's gonna break back down again. So,
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
the physical.
So ugly people cheat too, though.
Like maybe 50% physical appearance and then 50% attitude and lifestyle and personality.
And
all
it's
that
attraction.
stuff.
It's about what attracts you.
Yeah.
I agree. Said, you know,
You can't be
it
attracted
what's attract you because what's fine to me may not be fine to you.
Right, absolutely.
That's right.
You
Somebody
know,
else
and
that
you,
don't look
Because I couldn't.
like
I,
you-
want,
you-
but that personality is so on point you can't
Right,
help but be
exactly.
attracted.
but everybody attraction, I might be attracted to this guy and I might think he's the finest thing.
yeah, like
ever.
Flavor Flav.
But
I don't see
everybody else may
what's
say,
attractive.
You don't say
But
attraction is the
somebody's
money that they pay to be on the
attracted
show.
to his look, and when they attract, my attraction may be, hey, this is me, he's fine to me. But you like, he's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I'm attracted to this man. This man to me is fine. And when he talks, if he gives me, he stimulates my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all with it, honey. And that's the thing. You can be attracted to what's attracted to what you think attracted to you, and also what stimulates your mind. Because I don't want you to sit in and have me going around in a circle. There is still, we're talking about nothing. stimulate my mind. Let me communicate.
Why are we even talking? I'm just saying.
I do have standards. I don't want no one shorter than me. I'm 5'3". Like you, honey, give me a 6. You know, and the weight doesn't matter to me. I don't care the weight, the color. I'm attracted with any color, man. Race, it doesn't matter. As long as you fit my attraction that I like, you know, if you say you love the Lord and we're on the same page, honey, you can be white, black, Hispanic, I don't care.
I think for us, because we're all of a certain age bracket, but for the younger people nowadays, the foundation of the way the world runs has changed from when we all came up, and it's all about social media and what they show on TV. A lot of these people live what they see on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So they got this, oh, I gotta have a big booty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta have a guy with the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what they promote on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, it's babies having babies.
Mm-hmm.
You got mothers and daughters going to the clubs together.
Yeah, yeah.
Fathers and sons in clubs together.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no rearing.
Right.
They done took a lot of the parenting away from parents.
Mm.
Back then, you got your butt whooped.
Absolutely.
You stepped out of line. Nowadays, these kids can say, F you, mom,
Mm-mm.
and dare you to call the police.
Okay, well, that dare is taken.
You know, and they dare you to put their hands on them because they don't put the power into the kids. The kids got more power than adults do, you know, if you allow it.
Yeah.
But that's just the way the world wants to perceive. Like I said, there's so many positives and negatives and forces that are at war. And it's always going to be like that from the Bible days. It was God versus the devil. And it's even more stronger now if you're looking at the way, like I said, the way things are going. That foundation has definitely changed almost to the point where there is no foundation right now. Because if you don't have God, you don't have nothing.
I have two 19-year-old girls are twins, and they in relationship back and forth, and my fear, my fear is, you know, God, I don't want to get any man gonna just abuse them.
Mm-hmm.
But he ensured me what I instilled in them, what I imparted in them, what I taught them. No matter what relationship they're going to find their way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have it where it's an open relationship between me and them. So it's the way a parent raised that daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and if you raise that son, because you have to validate them too at home, so no one else can validate them.
They already know.
They don't. My daughters don't have to have a man to tell them how beautiful and gorgeous
Right.
they are.
Right.
They know it because I tell them all the
Mhm.
time, every day. My daughter says something to me, "Am I cute, honey? You are beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them that because I don't want another man
Right.
feeling that something that they don't really, they don't need that kind of feeling.
You don't want them to see that void and pounce.
Exactly.
You want
So
them to be up
and
and pray.
You don't want
Thank
them to
you.
have to run to that man just because they tell them that they're beautiful because they feel like that's the only way they're gonna feel, or they're gonna feel special because that man is telling them. I tell my daughter all the time, girl, you look good.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where another thing when it comes back to relationship is all about how you brought up, and how if your parents don't instill in you that you can achieve this, or you look good, or they don't encourage you, then you look for what you lack from your parents in somebody else. And once you, regardless if they're good or bad, as long as they feeling what you need, you don't care.
Right.
And that's what relationships, a lot of the reason why people the relationships that we have put ourselves in now, because our parents might not didn't give us the love that we need. So we're gonna run to anybody that's gonna give us attention. Because that's what I need. That's what I need in my life. I need to feel that love. I don't care if he don't look good. I don't care if he hate me. I don't care. But as long as he feeding me, girl, this and this and this, I'm going to run to that. And so it is important that we do show our love to our kids and the girls and the boys and teach them when they're coming up, because if we don't, it's just going to be a repeat of what we went through and everything. And I thank God for my daughter, because my daughter's 16 years old, but I'm telling you, I'll be looking at her like, have you been here before?
Amen.
Because she'll quick, Mom, I don't even know why, because I wouldn't even do that. I'm looking at her like, I'm like, okay, well, sometimes you have to get some. No, you nip it right now. You ain't even got to do this. And I don't care what he say. He don't like it. And I'm just looking at her like, well, Lord, I feel sorry for who you ever deal with. But it's important that we do, teach them and have that open relationship. Because I know with my parents, they didn't never talk to me about sex. You know what I'm saying? Because they was into the church.
Right.
So everything was church. It won't never like, oh, well, let me teach you what life.
Right.
And so
Right.
when I got old enough, I went out, and I not saying that I was out here running around acting crazy or whatever. I had to learn on my own. So that's why I told my daughter, I don't never want you to feel like you can't come and talk to me. I want you to come because you should be able to talk to me and tell me what you're going through or what you're dealing with or whatever. Like I said, it's all about communication. It's all about how you brought up. It's all about, what you went through and how you was raised as a child, what we go through sometimes in our relationships.
Great discussion. So this is my last question that I pose to you all. It's not necessarily a question, but if you had to speak to a single and say anything to them, I want you to look in the camera, speak to the single. What would you say to them? In this day and time, with everything that's going on, what would you say? Because it's open relationship, like you all have said. It's open, it's free for all. I'm married to you, but then we can have 4, 5 if you want to, but I understand because we talked about this. But I don't believe that that's the way it should be. And this is my opinion. Don't write me. And this is my opinion. So if you had to speak to the singles, what would you say?
I would say be patient. I mean, you're going to learn from every mistake or everything that you go through, and just don't give up. Just keep trying and believe in yourself first, and it'll all fall where it needs to fall, but don't give up.
I first say learn yourself. Don't succumb to the pressures of society. 'Cause it's not per se that you have to have someone. That someone is going to come, but you don't have to force. A lot of people do things out of force and out of pressure. Oh, my girlfriend has this and I want that too. But you don't know what goes on behind the closed doors. A lot of people are painting a facade. Oh, we this big, happy, this, that, and 30 on the outside. But you never know what goes on behind the closed doors. So be patient. Like she said, be patient. Learn yourself. And then you'll be able to learn someone else.
I would say love yourself first. Don't give up on love. Don't give up on meeting somebody, because there's somebody out there that's looking for the same thing that you're looking for. A lot of people that are just like you. They go to work and they go home because they don't want to have to deal with the foolishness out here. So it's somebody out there for everybody. So just be patient, but most of all, love yourself. Don't give up, and trust that God will provide.
Nature in general hates a vacuum, a void, and everything in life is going to try to fill it. So needy people will try to fill it, bad things, good things, whatever they can get a hold of. But being broken doesn't mean you're not meant for love, as long as you're trying to better yourself. So don't think, like we kept talking about broken people, or people that have that void in them. That doesn't mean you're not meant for love. It just means you need to work on yourself. And you can find love while you're working on yourself, but just know that there's stuff you need to do for yourself before you try to go out there and get somebody else to live life with.
I'll say learn yourself, as the young man and young lady says. My panel says, love yourself. Again, fill that void with God. Get a foundation with God. And if you love yourself and love God, He's going to show you that right person. Don't get to a place where there is no one that loves you. There is someone. God got a purpose. He got a plan. And He had that person assigned to you. Because when you have that person assigned to you, then you wouldn't have to worry about any struggles or even wonder, why are you waiting? It is because it's a purpose. So look for the things in you that you need to remove, I say. Remove the neediness, remove the void, remove the brokenness, and look for God to help you come and get prepared for that spouse or that person that is going to be and will be designed for your life.
Singleness. If you look at singleness, if you ever look at anything single, it's never broken. It's always whole. And when we speak of singleness, we always want to separate ourselves into part. But I say to you, make yourself whole, just as the panelist said. You have to make yourself whole, because if two halves come together, you still have a mess. You always cook a whole pie. And if you cut it down the middle, it's still a pie. So when you come together with someone, you want to be whole. You want to be on the same level. You want to be speaking the same things. You want to be going in the same directions. So if you're split down the middle, you can still say, I can find the rest of me because I'm whole. So this has been an awesome panel. I thank them. I thank you for tuning in. I am just so excited. Come back again. Talk with us. This is the B. Moss Real Show. Thank you.